All right, so maybe you knew him as Overton Wakefield Jones, a man with three names on Living Single. But here he is, John Henton, the comedian. He's with us today, performing the next 3 nights at the newly renamed It's Just Comedy Club in Webster. And of course, you do recognize his face from Living Single and the Hughleys. He's with us in studio this morning to talk all about his act and his career. And it's great to have you in studio, John.
Thanks for having me, Norm.
No, it was like a blast from my past when I walked in. I'm like, oh my gosh, I'm taken back, you know, to being in high school and college again. And that's, you know, that was an era, wasn't it? Like that was a special time when you did that show.
A lot of stuff happening there.
Yeah.
A lot of shows. I actually talk about that in my act. That before the show Empire came back, there were no black shows. In the '90s, we had all kind of stuff.
Yeah, we did. Yeah, there was a lot of opportunity out there.
It's weird because it's like before Empire came back, there was nothing. Matter of fact, there was only 3 black actors working: Shamar Moore, LL Cool J, and Kerry Washington. That was it. The rest of Black Hollywood, we were on the road doing bootleg plays like "Mama, I Need to Box with the Lord, but my arms hurt."
Stop.
Look, I've done some stuff I'm not proud of, Norma. But you just gotta, I gotta make money.
You gotta make ends meet. So when people meet you, does it ever, because I know like some people don't like to be remembered as like that one character or that one thing that they did in their career, right? But that's, I mean, people just know you as being in that
do that
show.
also.
Does that bother
I said, I'm gonna be Overton for the rest of my life.
Yeah.
I have no problem. That was like my first acting role, and just the fact that people remember it and they love that character, it's like, hey, that's a blessing right there.
I love the story of how you came to rise to stardom, because you didn't, like, you started out as a stand-up comedian. That was like your bread and butter, right?
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, and you got discovered by Johnny Carson.
Johnny Carson, yeah.
I mean, come on, who gets discovered by Johnny Carson?
That was big.
Amazing.
It was amazing, and the best part about it, I won a comedy competition, and the coordinator for the Tonight Show was in the audience, so he just came up to me and said, "You got the Tonight Show," and I'm like, I didn't have to pitch it myself or anything.
They just gave
and
it to you.
I did it. And then I did my set, and you look over to Johnny Carson, and he'll give you the okay or the thumbs up sign. But he was doing like this, which means come over and talk to him.
Yes.
And I just lost my mind. So I'm sitting there, and he asked me if I had an agent. And I just looked at the camera, and I said, nope, I'm seeking representation as we speak. And the next day, he asked me to come to his office. He had 2 typewritten pages back and forth of agents and managers that wanted to meet with me because that man said I was funny. So Mr. Carson, he put me on the map.
How does it feel to be doing, you're back with your stand-up comedy roots, because when you're in television, and you're doing your acting, I mean, it's a different, is it the same kind of comedy or is it different?
It's comedy, it's timing, that's the whole thing. Like in the 90s, that's when Roseanne and Tim Allen and Bill Cosby, and everybody just took off, so that they just wanted comics that had the timing. So for me, it was just a matter of somebody else writing material, and I just had to punch it up and just produce.
It was a huge time too, because you had comedians with their own shows, shows. I mean, and that was the thing. They weren't even really actors, but it's like the same skill though, right?
Yeah,
like,
because they were funny. It's like if people like you, like Martin, look at what he did. I mean, people like that character, like that persona. Or Roseanne, they like that, that person. So Tim Allen, same thing.
You were kind of straight-laced, right, on the show. You were kind of the straight-laced guy.
I was the smartest one on the show. I just had a funny way of saying it.
Exactly. And now your act for when you're doing your stand-up, how would you describe it? Do you take on like a persona, or do you it's just John?
No, it's just me.
John.
Overton was pretty much just me, just a watered down, just a simpler version of me. Because I didn't know how to act. I was my first gig. I was just like, look, my approach to acting was like, how would I say it? And that's what I did.
You were just being yourself.
And I had a couple acting coaches like Kim Field's mom, Chip Fields, and my Danny Moore. Those were my acting coaches.
That's
so
amazing.
They helped me out, and we just put something together.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
Well, you know what though? Again, you can see John. We're going to do another segment with you. Is that okay? Can you stick around?
We'll do another segment.
Because we want to talk more to John. And again, his show is at It's Just Comedy Club. And it's Thursday, Friday, and Saturday. And if you want to give him a call, 671-9080 to get tickets to see John Henton. We'll talk to him coming up next.